brain just accepted that Graham's life began when she first set foot on American soil. We drive along a one-way street nestled between rows of uniform cream-colored apartment buildings with white shutters and tiny Juliet balconies. There are restaurants and coffee shops wedged beneath them at street level, full of people enjoying a peaceful Saturday morning. At a cross street, I spot the sign on the wall that says Rue de Marquis, 9th R. Earlier in the ride, our driver explained that the R stood for arrondissement, which is the name for the districts that divide Paris. There are 20 of them in total, and Graham's apartment is in the 9th. We're here. My heart pounds in my chest. If Mom and Dad see the street sign, they don't say anything. The taxi driver makes the turn. We're at the mouth of a crescent-shaped street that twists sharply to the left, so you can't see where it ends. There are no shops here, only residential buildings with concave faces, keeping with the curve of the road. They aren't identical like the others we passed. There's a wide one with black shutters, followed by a skinny one with no shutters at all. Finally, the driver comes to a stop in front of an ancient-looking building with a yellowing facade, stuffed between its neighbors like a snaggletooth.
Numéro 36,
he says. Dad pays the fare with the euros he got from the bank, and the three of us climb out onto the sidewalk in front of number 36. Surveying the building through my round tortoiseshell glasses, I note that it looks like the oldest on the block. There are cracks in the plaster and chips of paint missing from the emerald green double doors. Dad goes to inspect the electronic keypad next to the entrance, while I hang back at the curb next to Mom. I wrap my arm around her shoulders and notice how bony they feel under her baggy gray cardigan, which she's somehow wearing despite the heat. She'd normally be in a sundress, something showing off the legs toned from hiking in the hills behind our house. But then again, she hasn't done that in a while either. You never know, Mom. This might be kind of fun. She wraps her sweater tighter around her body and gazes up at an unspecific spot on the building. She could be smiling or wincing. It's tough to tell. We'll see, Alice. Poor Mom. First she lost Graham, which was hard enough on its own, but then we read the will, and Mom learned there were things she never knew about her own mother. Big things. Mom has been a mess for the past 2 months, barely able to pull herself out of bed and get dressed for work. Dad had to remind her the 5th graders wouldn't have an English teacher if she didn't get moving. I always did what I could to make her happy when we both got home from our respective schools, like baking cookies or finding something stupid to watch on Netflix, anything to take her mind off Graham. None of it seemed to have much of an effect, but I'm going to keep on trying. It seems like the least I can do, given that I'm the one who ended up with this apartment.
We're in,
Dad says triumphantly, holding open the door. It's a good thing Graham's lawyer left a note about the code in the will. The lobby looks as old as the outside of the building, with peeling wallpaper, a dusty chandelier, and a tile floor that might have been white once, decades ago. It's mostly quiet, save for the faint sounds of footsteps coming from the floors above. Any minute now, I feel like Graham is going to jump out and yell, "Surprise!"
Who remembers which apartment we're going to?
Dad asks. He's using the upbeat voice he typically reserves for prospective homebuyers. I guess we both have our own ways of trying to cheer Mom up. It's number 5, I volunteer. The wooden stairs creak and groan under our feet. Mom doesn't respond to any of Dad's cheerful observations about the banisters and the crown moldings, and I wonder if he's having second guesses about relocating us to Paris for the next 6 weeks. The trip was supposed to help us unwind after a difficult few months.
You two are off for the summer, and Todd's practically forcing me to take a good long vacation now that the Willow Street mansion is out of the way,
Dad said over dinner one night. This was after we read the will.
We can all go check out the apartment, and I'll work on settling Graham's estate while you gals explore a new city. What do you say?
My heart thumps harder the higher we climb, until I'm sure everyone can hear it reverberating off the walls. I'm still in shock that Graham left the apartment to me instead of Mom, although it's true that we were very close, and I saw her a lot more than Mom did, because her condo was close to the high school. I could see it from the windows in the 3rd-floor science lab. I would stop in to visit her all the time on my walk home. She would put out coffee and banana bread, and we'd talk about whatever was on our minds, from my non-existent love life to the latest drama in her Saturday afternoon bridge club. And then, of course, there was that stretch of time in the 1st grade, back when Mom had all those doctor's appointments, that Graham would pick me up from school and make me dinner every night. We had a special bond from the start.